This is a new channel I'm going to be starting that deals with basically anything vegetable gardening, seed starting, planting outside, hardening off of the vegetables when you've started seeds inside and you want to put them outside in the garden or out in pots. And it's just, for me, it's just something I can do on the side to really give me back some sanity during a busy week of just the goings on of the week. Especially in the summer, it is nice also when my son and daughter, who are very young, can go out in the garden and just kind of pick whatever they feel like. So for me, it's kind of a therapy, starting a vegetable garden, and really I've gotten into it over the past couple of years, much to my wife's disdain or chagrin, whatever you want to call it. She says I go overboard on things, but I don't think so. Anyways, I will be going over kind of how I start some seeds. Now, you don't need everything for this, but this is kind of how I do it, and I've kind of accumulated stuff over the years. So, I mean, you can start fairly cheaply and work your way up, or really, you don't even need grow lights. You could use a nice south-facing window, but for me, I wound up purchasing some grow lights, and I just they weren't too expensive. I think they're about $60 a piece, and they work just fine. Here's kind of the setup that I use. Now, this being Southern Ontario, and being that's getting to the end of March, I'm not able to plant anything outside just yet because it's far too cold still. But it's the perfect time, especially right now, for planting tomatoes and peppers, as they kind of take about 8 weeks to fully mature to the point where I can put them outside. And at that point, really, it's the end of May, and it's kind of the perfect time to be putting them out at that point. For me, I like to use this stuff, the ProMix seed starting mix. It really, I mean, you could use anything, but I tend to find that in the ProMix, there's less of the stuff you don't want. And by don't want, I mean, I've used, not to knock them, but Miracle-Gro in the past, the Miracle-Gro seed starting mix. And it, I tend to be picking out a lot of sticks and stuff that should never be in there. It should be pretty loosely packed. So basically how I get this ready is I'll take a bag of the ProMix. They're just the smaller bags, 9 liter or the 1.4 kilogram bags. And I have a big bowl. So I actually tend to pre-soak my mix, which means I'll dump some of the dirt into the bowl itself and then just kind of moisten it up and make it easier. I find that doing that gives it a more even moisture content all the way through the soil, as opposed to once you're putting the soil in, then putting water on top. I find it doesn't soak up as nicely, and this way it just gets everything basically completely covered and saturated. So once I get the dirt in the bowl itself, I'll just kind of take a jug of water and just moisten it up enough. And this is kind of where it gets a little messy, but you want the soil to absorb all the moisture. So you just kind of work it in. A little difficult to do with one hand, but we'll make it work. Actually, we'll come back when it's all done. Okay, so now that I have the water in the bowl, it's pretty well mixed up. It's not sopping wet. Like, I mean, if I squeeze it, you can get a little water running down, but it's not too bad. At this point now, I'm basically ready to put it in my little seed starting containers. So let me get those ready and we'll keep going. Okay, so now that I've gotten all the dirt in, it is pre-moistened. I've also made all the tags just so I know where everything's going, I know what things are. So I have Better Boys, Toma Verde, which are never grown these before, but we'll try them out. Purple Cherokees, Brandon Wines, Golden Queens. We have Bonnie Best, some beefsteaks, and then the peppers are California Wonder, green, habaneros, jalapenos, lots of habaneros, poblanos. I ran out of room, so I needed some sweeties, some cherry tomatoes, and anaheim. So we get these in. I'm going to bury the seeds about a quarter of an inch, just making a little hole and putting them in, and then cover them up, and that should be more than enough. All right, I'm gonna do that, and I'll get back to you. So the seed starting pots that I'm using are these trays here, but I'm using these are 3x3 pots. I do have other ones too. Let me show you them. These are in sets of 4. They're a little bit smaller, so I tend to like, especially for tomatoes and peppers, where I don't want to move them around as much, or they take longer to germinate. I'll use the bigger ones just so I don't have to fiddle around with them as much. I might only have to pot them once if I'm giving away, because I do a lot of extra plants that I do give away to other people. So let me start filling these, and really when you are filling these, you just pack in some soil in. You don't want too tight, so you just kind of leave enough room there. I've never had to do this one hand before. Just enough. You don't want to pack it down too tight. Make it too difficult for them to germinate, but right in there like that should be fine. Let me do the rest and I'll come back to you. So that's pretty much it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment below on what you want to see. I'm going to try and do these once a week, give or take for now, as my schedule is fairly busy and there's not much I can do outside right now as it is, but let me know what you want and I can see if I can do a demo on that, or just mess around with it if I've never done it before, try and figure it out. Alright, talk to you later. Okay, so I got everything planted up. I now am just going to put the humidity domes in on them. I do find that these things help. I know some people say it does make a difference, but I don't find I'm watering as much, and the tops of the soil doesn't dry out as quickly. You can usually make it about 2 weeks, especially right now, that I've pre-moistened the soil, before you actually even have to water it again. Everything stays nice and damp for them. So I'm going to cover the next one up, and I'm just going to put them on my setup here. I do have some heat mats to keep the seeds a little warm, because my basement where I am, it tends to be a little colder, especially right now, a little cooler in the winter. So that's it. If you liked it, subscribe, and